Welcome everybody. I am introducing the new 2026 bundle, and those of you who follow me probably are aware of it. And we've done it for 5 years, so this is the 5th year, and I'm going to give you the link for the first time this year in the comments. So if you, here, let me make sure they should be in there. If you follow that link, you can get the bundle, and the bundle is $49 this year. So for $49, you get 60 something. They kept adding some new ones, so it's at least 62, maybe more pieces of content. So everything from ebooks to courses, some like complete books are on there. So there's lots of content in the bundle this year. It may not seem that there are as many pieces of content this year than there were in previous years, but I think the quality, excuse me, got a little cough. I think the quality is better than I've seen in a while. There were lots of things that I personally liked. If you're watching, hopefully you'll make some comments. I have the comments pulled up so I can see. If not, catch this live stream later and you can watch me talk about the different things in the bundle, because that's always the big question. People want to know what's in it. What kind of content am I looking forward to getting if I get it? Why should I get it? You know, what's it worth to me? So I just wanted to go over a few of the things that I found useful. So I've prepared quite a few dishes from the bundle already, even though today was the release date. We got it about, I think, a month ago. So we had time that we could experiment with it and kind of read through all the different titles and everything. So let's see, is anybody watching? Could you comment that you can hear me okay, that the sound is all right? I see some thumbs up, so please post a comment so I know that everything's working okay, because otherwise I have other options. I haven't used this particular app for a while, and so the only way I know if it's really working is if somebody gives me feedback. So give me a little feedback and let me know if everything is working. And I'm sipping on my Dandy Blend, which is a substitute for coffee made from various root plants, and it actually tastes really good. Okay, hello, yes, I can hear you fine, great. Oh, thank you, that makes me feel so much better, working great. This is the first time I've used this particular microphone with the app I'm using to film, so there's always a little bit of a concern that it might not be working. So I'm planning to use this setup, the large screen setup that I use for videos where you can see my whole area. I plan to use this during the bundle 9 days as much as I can, although I've recorded some videos already, and those recorded videos, great, hey everybody, good to see you. San Antonio, just bought the bundle, all right. Yes, the bundle link is in the comments here. It starts with transactions at SendL. It's a really good bargain. It's $49, and you get 4,200 at this time, probably more, value of the content. And I think that's a really good deal. You can't beat that. I mean, they valued my contribution at $149, just mine. And it was two courses, one on how to make whole wheat sourdough bread, and the second one was on how to make sourdough pizza, or classic pizza. You don't have to make sourdough pizza. And so I thought, okay, well, the number of hours I spent working on those 2 courses, I believe it is worth that much. There are 3 videos, 3 recipe packets. It's like taking a few of my courses all wrapped up in one. So I think that it's worthwhile to get the bundle just for my contribution, but of course that's me. But there are a lot of other good ones. In fact, I'm going to just go through a few just to give you an idea of what you could look forward to. One of the ones is called Wanna Date, like date, from Amanda Sick, and I actually made one of her recipes a few days ago, and this would be great for Valentine's Day. It's a cashew and peanut butter bar, and it has this really nice caramel glaze on it, and it's really good. I've only got 5 left. I put them in the freezer to hide them so nobody would eat them. So that's like the first contribution from Amanda Sick, and I think that, you know, she had a lot of other ones in there, but these are called Snicker bars. That's what she called them. And then there was one I thought was really great, The Power of Herbs and Spices. And this author, Bruce and Mindy Malera, have 15 videos with mini educational clips about all the herbs and spices, and there are pictures of them. And I thought, wow, that's really good. Very interesting information that, you know, I need to know more about. Let's see, Anthea says, I'm excited for your contributions. Well, thank you so much. I really did work hard, and I'm going to be doing a lot of demos on my contributions. So I've got plans. In fact, tomorrow I'm going to make pizza, and I'm going to use my sourdough crust, but I'm also going to tell you about the classic crust, which is a lot quicker to make, so that you don't have to have a whole sourdough set up to make my pizza. But there's just something wonderful about making whole wheat pizza dough that tastes good in your own kitchen, that is very budget friendly, making your own cheese out of cashews that tastes good, like pizza cheese kind of, and then getting used to the idea of making vegetable toppings that taste good. So that it's hard to find good pizza when you go out, even vegan pizza. If it's vegan and not oil free, it might taste good, but everything's coated in a big thing of oil. Like there's a place called Mod Pizza, and their pizza is, they'll put any vegetable you want on it, but all their vegetables are fried in oil. Even their peppers, it seems like. So it's like it defeats the purpose. You can only get, I think there's 3 or 4 things that are not sauteed in oil at that place. So, and they'll put vegan cheese on it, but it's vegan cheese made with lots of oil, so I avoid that. Anyway, you're gonna love my pizza demo. That's gonna be tomorrow afternoon. Not sure exactly what time, but sometime in the afternoon. Tomorrow morning, I'm gonna make a salad, and this is one of the books I really liked. It's called Make It Raw, Volume 4 by Chef AJ and Melissa Maris. And they had a lot of really good salads in there. I'm not a raw person, but I do eat a lot of salad. So I found all these really creative salads in their ebook that I started marking. Oh, that sounds good, that sounds good. So I'm gonna make a kind of an Asian salad. And it's not the exact recipe of theirs, but it's inspired by a couple of their different recipes. So I'm making that tomorrow morning. And I'll post a thumbnail like I did for today whenever I'm going to go live, which I plan to go live. Oh, Christy Schubert North is on there. Hello. I do plan to go live quite a bit. I'll go live another time today. I'm going to make General So tofu this afternoon, and this one is by Tim Kaufman. He actually has a tofu book. I mean, I wouldn't expect that from this guy in wherever he lives, the Northeast, to have a book on how to make tofu. I mean, he's not the type I would think would be a tofu connoisseur, but his book has some good tofu recipes. I made one of his recipes was called pecan crusted tofu. Now, I didn't really expect much out of it. I mean, it's a tofu recipe. So I followed his instructions and I made it. This is a recorded video that I'll put out in a few days. And it was the best thing. It was like this delicious, crunchy, nutty tofu that would be good like for Thanksgiving dinner. And that's in his book called The Tofu Bundle, which is part of the bundle. So don't underestimate guys from the Northeast who like tofu, because that was really a good recipe. Let's see, Easy French Twist. Hello there. So I'm so glad that a lot of you are watching, so bear with me. Today I'm just kind of going over the bundle content just to give you an idea, because it's new, it's brand new. But every day from now on, you'll get videos, either live and recorded videos. Okay. So Ramses Bravo has a really good book on salsa called Salsa Workshop, and I made one of his salsas. But what struck me in his ebook was he also has recipes for oil-free mole. And if you've ever eaten really gourmet Mexican food, a lot of times it does include a mole, but I don't think they're ever oil-free, plant-based. I think they have other things in them that don't make them plant-based. And then I've never seen one not made with oil. So you've got to try that. I'm anxious to go back. I didn't make the mole. I made Bravo salsa, and it was a red salsa. And what I did with his salsa is he included a recipe that you turn it into tortilla soup. So I made tortilla soup with the salsa, and it turned out great. My husband had it for a meal, and he thought it was fantastic. So the salad, the thing from Chef AJ and Melissa, I'm going to do something tomorrow on that. Macro Val has a book called Cancer Healing and Health, something like that. Cancer healing is the theme of the book, and she has macrobiotic principles. So basically, I'm not going to talk a lot about that, but macrobiotics are a super healthy way to eat, and really eating a lot of unprocessed food that doesn't have any chemicals. It's local, seasonal, from the earth, things that are healing. No, fast food, no processed food. And she had a really nice miso soup, a macrobiotic miso soup in her ebook, and I made that for one of my demos. It's going to be coming up. It was really good. Mark Reinfeld, he had an ebook called 20 Oil-Free Sauces, which I made his ultimate cashew cream sauce. I really liked that. That was excellent. It isn't like any cashew sauce I've ever made. And it had vegetable broth in it, which gave it a little bit of an interesting flavor and some nutritional yeast. And I was tasting it thinking, well, this would be a good salad dressing. And then when I made the pecan crusted tofu later by Tim Kaufman, I said, oh, this cashew cream sauce would be good drizzled on the pecan crusted tofu. So I still have some of it, and I've been using it every day, so I love it. There are some mind-body meditation type contributions, which are so important. Dean Ornish, in all of his books, he talks about how you can really gain a lot in your health, your mental health, and your physical health by meditating every day. So there's a holistic inspiration for your mind, body, and soul called Ignite Your Joy, a 5-day mini course. How great is that? Your own course. You don't have to buy a course. You can just go on your bundle, and there's a course there. Connie DeCramer has another one this year, Loving Your Relationship with Food. Emotional eating. She talks a lot about emotional eating. Now, I know some of you out there have issues with emotional eating. I know I do. And if things are going badly and I'm under a lot of stress, I can find myself looking in the pantry. Like, I know what's in the pantry, but I'll stand there and think, am I going to get into my husband's baked potato chips today? Usually I don't, but those are emotional eating episodes. They have nothing to do with physical hunger. And then she has a free coaching session. So if you get the bundle, you also get a free coaching session. Well, coaching sessions are not cheap. I've sold coaching sessions for $150. So just the coaching session and a few other contributions, you're already up to the hundreds of dollars. Rewire your mind, reclaim your health. This is a 7-day challenge from a holistic health coach, Courtney Soma. There's a liver love guide, the healing power of loving your liver. So if you've got issues with your liver, by all means, or know somebody who does. 51 pages of recipes. Sid Nodder, she's been in the bundle before. Her contribution this year is Sweet Relief, cutting back on inflammatory sugars. So I really think that's helpful because in the food we eat in our world today, there is a lot of sugar hidden in our food and added when it's not even needed. Another one is The Inner Life of Vegan Health. where Dina Lawman and Mariquita Solis go beyond food. So a little bit of in-depth stuff there. Donna Spencer, oh, I have to look, I forgot to go back and look at this book. Donna Spencer has another Plentiful Fare with Italian Flair, Volume 3, How to Build Umami. So her contribution last year was Plentiful Fare with Italian Flair. And she had an Italian plant-based no oil cookbook. And it was great. I found a bunch of recipes in her cookbook, and one I remember was a soup. I don't remember what kind of soup it was. I think it was a tomato soup. But I do remember it was delicious, and I made it more than once. But she has a lot of great recipes in there: soups, sauces, entrees, desserts. She has a gnocchi recipe. I've never made gnocchi since I've been plant-based no oil, so that would be interesting to go by. So remember, if you like the Italian stuff, think about the bundle for that. Now her ebook is very extensive, so it's not just 5 or 6 recipes, it's a lot of recipes. Now here's another one, Dr. Carrie Henneman, Plant-Based Meals Everyone Can Enjoy, Family Meals. And I made another one of her recipes, or a recipe of hers. I made this one, the first one was Amanda 6 peanut butter Snicker bars, which these would be great. It's Valentine's Day, right? But Carrie Henneman also had peanut butter protein bars, and these are outstanding. I'm tempted to eat one right now because I haven't eaten breakfast yet. They smell good. My husband thought they were good. He liked both of these. That's why I had to stick them in the freezer to get them away from him. But they're both excellent things. But that was one of the ebooks. Her Plant Meals Everyone Can Enjoy, Plant-Based Meals Everyone Can Enjoy. There's another one, Keep It Simple, Keep It Whole, Your Guide to Optimum Health by Alana Poolday and Matt Letterman. Well, they're I think they were big Forks Over Knives authors. It's a 164-page book. So, you can download these things on your Kindle, and you can have all this free content. I mean, not free, you paid $49 for it, but, these 164-page documents don't come cheap if they're sold separately. So you get that. There is a Melissa Mandala Gut-Brain Axis Guide, a toxin-free guide of 10 chemicals to avoid. Dr. Nikki Davis has one on breakfast. It has paninis, panini press, hash brown wraps. I'm tempted to go back to that one because toward the end of the bundle, I'm going to need some more recipes to do live, so I'll probably go back to hers. I'm going to get my pen and mark it. So I'll remember to go back to Dr. Nikki Davis. I saw her in person. Or no, that was somebody else. But no, I've seen her speak, and she's really good. Dr. Shoba. Now, I did a live stream with her last year, and she's written something this year called My Well-Being Journal, Lifestyle Journal to Guide You to Sustainable Habits. So if you're at a place in your life where you need to make some changes and you're looking for a way to stay accountable to yourself and to really track your changes, this would be excellent. It's very well made. Then there's a raw vegan mini course by Dr. Rick Dina. There's a yoga suitable for beginners by Ekta Minocha. And then I saw another great one called Circe Blue and Gigi Carter, Overcoming Emotional Eating Through Scripture. It's got 80 minutes of videos and a 30-day downloadable ebook journal. So if, the spiritual perspective is important to you and you've been looking for something, a little guidance with scriptural references, that's the course for you. Healthy World Vitality Plan with a membership. That's by Bear Bow and Don Fries. Wisdom of the Ages ebook with 1-year membership. Now, these memberships are expensive. So, that's how we add up all the cost. All these things add up. Cooking and Nutrition Bundle. This is a $500 value from Chef Kelly Williamson. $500 value. I'm anxious to look at that because I don't want to spend $500 on a course, but you know, I'd like to learn more about nutrition. As a chef, there's always so much that it's hard for me to remember everything. Make It Yours, ratio recipes for the creative, whole food, plant-based home chef. I thought that was good. A way to streamline having to memorize amounts by learning to use ratios. We did that a lot in culinary school. Raw Authentic. So this was a raw vegan book by Karen Ramsey. Kathy Hester has a good one. It's called Plant-Based Easy Microwave Meals. So there's sometimes negative feelings about using the microwave, but I think so many people still have to use it because it's quick. It's what we have. It's hard to imagine life without using a microwave. So Kathy Hester, who always makes great dishes and has all these potions and powders, has made us a course. There's another one called Kiko, K-I-K-O. She's Japanese, and she's written a book about being a raw vegan. Well, I'm not a raw vegan, but I was looking at all these contributions to the bundle, and I was looking at her book, and I started reading it, and it was so well written. It's like a real book, and it was like I couldn't put it down because I was reading about her life story and how being a raw vegan affected her health and her looks and her energy, and she had some other health concerns, and it really helped heal her health concerns. So some of these things are just fun to read. So Kiko's book is good. More Plants for Everyone. That was Carrie Henneman's, the protein bars. Plant Powered Meal Planner, a 6-week whole food meal planner. This is by Kim Murphy. That was good. Lori Landry, her book is called Bake, Bite, and Blend, Guilt-Free Recipes. I didn't bring her banana muffins out, but I made her banana muffins, and they're in my freezer. I'm going to get them out the last day of the bundle. I like to get out everything I've made during the bundle week and sample it and share it with you so you can see the things that are in the bundle if you haven't decided. So I'm holding on to those, but I did eat one, and it was delicious. It wasn't super sweet. She only used dates for sweetness, but you could taste the banana. It had some walnuts. It was a healthy version of banana bread. Mine can be a little sweet and a little more like an indulgent dessert, which is good, but it's more indulgent. So yeah, Lori Landry's book is great. Effective Vegan Advocacy. There's a course by Dr. Melanie Joy on how to be a vegan advocate, if that's something you're interested in. There's Melissa Maris has several contributions on raw, and hers are always good, but her big one this year is sushi rolls and bowls, and she makes raw sushi, and her way of doing this is I'm gonna go ahead and put the bundle link in here one more time. Her way of doing it is by see if that worked. Yeah, it worked. I put the bundle link again because it was kind of buried at the top. Her way of doing it is using frozen cauliflower. So somebody asked me what was what do I have in the bundle? Well, in the bundle I contributed my whole wheat sourdough bread class, which includes 2 videos and 2 recipe packets. So it's a part 1 and a part 2, and my sourdough whole wheat pizza class, which is a video, like a class video, an hour-and-a-half video, and a bunch of recipes. And the recipes are pretty extensive, so it's not just a couple of pages. It's how to make the crust, how to make a sauce, how to make cheeses, all these different toppings, garnishes, how to cook the pizza on the grill, in the oven. So it's a very multi-step thing, but making pizza at home is the most wonderful thing. I have a 22-year-old granddaughter, and I saw her last night. We went out for Valentine's Day, and we took our grandchildren and son to Benihana in Irving. And my granddaughters were both, the granddaughter and her friend were both saying, "Grandma, teach us how to make that pizza." Because the other night on Super Bowl Sunday, I made my pizza right here with my son and granddaughter. And, I told her, I said, here's the crust, here's the dough, make a crust, here's all the toppings, top it with whatever you want. We put it in the oven. Well, she made an extra one for her friend, her roommate. And so, you know, they're all eating the pizza. Everybody loved it. It didn't cost a lot of money because we got all the ingredients at Trader Joe's for them. I had my own whole wheat pizza crust because they're not plant-based and they don't really care. So I had, you know, whole wheat pizza crust for myself. And anyway, they love the pizza. And so now she wants me to teach a class to her and her friend on how to make this pizza from start to finish. They're going to buy a pizza stone, a pizza peel, everything that I use, they're going to get for their apartment so they can make my pizza, because people are short on money now. And if you can buy inexpensive ingredients and make pizza for your whole group of 7 people and spend $30 for 7 people, that is much more affordable than ordering out pizza nowadays when they add all the charges and it's not very good quality. It's processed and greasy. That's what they were saying. They were saying the pizza was greasy that they get from other places and too oily. And my pizza was not at all, even though they picked some things that I don't use on my pizza. It didn't have that oily, cloying, greasy taste. So that's my contributions. The bundle people valued my contributions at $149, which I was very pleased with because, you know, when I did those classes, I didn't charge quite that much, but those 2 classes are in the bundle. So just that alone, that's another $150. So somebody said they just purchased their bundle, just got the bundle. Thank you guys so much. I really appreciate it. I know I'm not just making up stuff to try to sell you something. I really did spend hours and hours looking at all these contributions, and I was so impressed. There's another one that's good. It's by Mira Fruta, and her book, it's a children's book. It's called Barefoot Poppy, and it's a storybook that you can read to your children if you're plant-based or vegan, to help them understand things about the world of animals and being plant-based. And it's very well written. That's something we've never had. She also has another contribution. I can't remember what it is, but I think she's delightful. And then Nathan Maris, Melissa Maris's husband, has contributed a book called Crack, Spread, and Repeat. And it's full of crackers and spreads. Well, there's one cracker called Sesame Crunch Crisp. And I'm going to make that one toward the end of the week, because I'm going to be gone for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. I won't be here. I'll be filming from other places. But when I get back to my kitchen, I'm going to make the Sesame Crunch Crisp. And it's on page 44 of Crack, Spread, and Repeat. And you use a food dehydrator, but I think you might give instructions for an oven too, because crackers are hard to find. Hey, Yuki. Yuki's here joining me. I'm not cooking, so I can touch him. Come here, Yuki. You want to say hi? Come over here where they can see you. See, his head, he's so dark, all you can see is the top of his head. That's my cooking buddy. He's always coming in here if he smells food. So Nathan's cracker book is great. And then the NHA, National Health Association, has a 36-page cookbook, and they've contributed that. Well, that's worth something, and it has some really good recipes. I looked through it, and I spotted several things. I can't remember the names of all the things, but as I looked through it, I said, oh, I need to make that. I need to make that. I need to make that, because, oh, that was the thing. They had really good soups. I went on a National Health Association cruise to Tahiti last year about this time. And one thing they had that was really good were soups. And there's several soups in this book. Celery soup, black bean soup, a couple others. So definitely look at the NHA cookbook. Then Fermented Foods by Nicole Fogelman. So I'm going to go live with her today at 11 o'clock. So if you want to watch Nicole Fogelman and I go live, I think hers is on Instagram. Her book is called Fermented Foods, and she talks a lot about the process for making sauerkraut, tempeh, kombucha, yogurt, miso, kimchi, and sourdough bread. So she wanted me to come on live with her because my contribution is about sourdough bread. And I don't think she realizes that I'm also big into kimchi, miso, natto, and Japanese pickles and all the things that Japanese people make. So that's wonderful. I can't wait to talk to her. So Fermented Foods is another contribution in the bundle. We all are told to eat more fermented foods. Well, making your own is very important and not hard to do. Power on Plants, Cholesterol Code. So this is a cholesterol lowering guide by Anita Rosell. Power on Plants, Taste and See cookbook. So she has a cookbook that goes with it. We also have Raw Chef Yin. Raw Chef Yin has a book called Chinese Takeout. Hot and sour soup, easy to use, really nice videos. I just have a few more. There's a couple other raw vegan culinary techniques. Melissa and Nate Maris have contributed a 296-page book about raw vegan stuff. So if you're raw vegan, they've got tons of stuff there. Rosie Montoya, I think she was in the bundle last year. She has another book on juicing with a video class, which I think is very helpful for people who are not skilled on juicing, because that's not that easy. Samantha Salmon has raw recipes for energy and mental clarity. I made one of her recipes. It was called Cashew Nog, and I have filmed a video on it. It tasted like eggnog. It was really very good. I still have some left. Tim Kaufman, like I told you, Tim Kaufman had the book on tofu, but he also has a book called Plant-Based Comfort Classics. So the Plant-Based Comfort Classics, I just started looking at that this morning, and I found so many really good recipes in there that I started marking them off, saying, well, I got to make these potatoes, I have to make this turkey tofu, and so I just got a whole bunch of ideas from him. So Tim Kaufman, he really put it together this year and came up with some really good recipes from his Plant-Based Tofu Classics, or Tofu Bundle, and the Plant-Based Comfort Classics. Those are both things that I'm going to look at, and I have tons of recipes like that. So for me to want to go in and look at somebody else's recipes, that means their recipes are good, because I have a lot of good recipes. I don't really need other people's recipes. And then finally, the FPO System Masterclass, Food Prep Organization by the nutrition professor Timmery Hagenberger. So this is a master class in how to organize your food prep, and it's very detailed. So those of you who are on the OC side, obsessive compulsive, and like to have everything detail oriented, which I'm not one of those people. I get by, but I'm not that detail oriented. Her book might be just the thing, but that's it. That's not even all of them. I think there have been some more submissions since I've made my list. So there's 60 something now. So you'll get more than what I told you, but just think, all of that wide range of information is out there in the bundle for $49. And I'm going to put the link one more time, and that way, if you didn't see it earlier, you'll see it now. And just, get it and use what makes sense for you to use. So for example, out of the 60-something documents, I go through and it lists what they are. You see a whole list of them. You click on it. It tells you what's in it. You can read it. And then you can decide to download it. You can say, well, I don't really want that one. And you can download it to an external drive. You can download it. It doesn't really take up as much storage space as you think. I can't remember the exact amount, but it's in the megabytes. So it's not a lot. And I saved a lot of the things I liked last year just on my desktop, so that I just had them sitting there on my desktop of my computer, and I could go to them whenever I wanted to, and that made it a lot easier for me. But I typically don't download or save dozens of things, just because I have a lot of content of my own that I'm trying to keep up with. So don't feel overwhelmed by it, because I think sometimes people will say, oh, I don't need all that to clutter up my life. I already have enough going on. And I would say to that, pick and choose what you like, and you'll get way more than $49 worth of stuff if you just even pick a handful of things. So any questions about anything, ask me before I sign off, because I really need to get to my computer and upload some information so that people can get their bundle. And I see several of you purchased your bundle, and I'm so excited and appreciative of that. It's always exciting to get the first people on board. And again, if you start watching me later, this is the peanut butter energy bars from Carrie Henneman, and then Amanda Sick had Snicker bars, and these are so decadent. They have a caramel, I don't want to touch it because then I might eat it, caramel layer, then it has like a base layer with oats, and then chocolate drizzled on it, and peanuts. So if you like Snicker bars and you want something chocolate to treat yourself with because it's Valentine's Day, I would make that. I have a lot of other recipes like that myself in my cookie ebook from last year, but this is different from any of the ones I made because it had this nice kind of soft caramel layer. All right, so everybody be back with me. 11 o'clock, I'll be live on Instagram with Nicole Fogelman talking about fermentation. And then this afternoon at 2 o'clock, I'm going to make General Tso tofu. It's a recipe by Tim Kaufman. It is a delicious, crunchy tofu that's in a sauce served with rice. And that's the kind of stuff I used to get at a Chinese restaurant, and I haven't made my own version. What's on your schedule on being on other videos? Well, Terry, right now, the only other video I'm going to be on 2 o'clock today, 11 o'clock with Nicole, 2 o'clock today doing my own tofu demo. Tomorrow, Sunday morning at 10 o'clock, I'm going to do a video on a crunchy Asian salad with peanut dressing. And then tomorrow afternoon at 2 o'clock, I'm going to make pizza. And these are just me alone making. I'm going to make my sourdough pizza with some toppings. So that's all I have for today and tomorrow. As I start getting more into the bundle week, it's 9 days actually, I'll post more about what's upcoming so that you'll know. I'll post it on my Facebook page. Pretty much that's where I post. And I will be going on Substack. Those of you who follow me on Substack, I'm going to do an abbreviated version on Substack. I might even post this video once it's been, once it's out there. I might share a link to this video so people have an idea of what this whole bundle is about. So anybody else have any other questions? Yeah, I do appreciate all of you for watching and for purchasing your bundles. You have until the 22nd of February. Once it's over, it's never released again. They just cut it off, and they don't ever offer that deal of this bundle. And funny thing is, you would think that as many times as we go live and promote it during this one time of year, that people would get sick of hearing about it. But every time, the last day that when it's over, I'll have a whole bunch of people will say, I didn't get the bundle, where do I get it now? Because they just now saw a video or something. And it's like, oh, sorry, it's over and you can't get it now. So don't wait till the last minute, and just get it as soon as you can. And then you can start enjoying it too. And then you can tell me what you made that you liked. And then I can share that with the other people that I talk to. So I hope when you get it, you know, let me know what you liked out of it so that I can share what other people are making. Okay, so I'm going to sign off and finish this live stream, and then I'll come back a little bit later today and I'll make something savory. I'll actually cook. I have it all set up where I've got, you can see everything in my kitchen. It's a kind of a wide frame. I think it'll be a lot of fun. I haven't done this in a long time. So bye everybody, and see you later today. Thanks for watching.